Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon and welcome to the October 5th, the magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. Go ahead and send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question in our Tiger's Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on magical, magnificent, marvelous Monday. Of course, this is Tiger, Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we've got all the indices pointed higher. The Dow is up 350, about 1.25%. The S&P 1.5%. That's up 47 points. The Nasdaq 1.3%. 0.75%, I should say. That's up 202 points. Russell's up over 2%. Semi's up nearly 3%. So we've got markets that are moving higher, but so too is that spot volatility index. It's got Stevie perplexed out here. Very perplexed. We have signals that are just they're all over the place out here. What do you mean, Steve-O? Look, I'll just share with you the data. You try to decipher this for me. Again, we're just going to begin by taking a look at spot volatility because I think that's important. Today so far, the 50-day exponential moving average, if you look at the lower left-hand panel chart, that's at 2670. Actually, you can look at the data box, column 3 from the right. You'll see 50-day EMA. We're only really focused on it for the spot volatility index. It hasn't even been hit today. The low today of today's trading session, 27.27. Not even a test and rejection at 26.77. So what does it mean? Jelly bean. I don't know. I think what it means, this is where I think what it means, just historically speaking, if we take a look at how the S&P behaves when that spot volatility is above the 50-day. And when it's above it, it's been above it many times and rising, but there's some type of event, some piece of bad news out there. It's a flush. It's a super flush to like a super spreader. It's a super flush to the downside. But so right now, though, it's a game of musical chairs. Now, if the spot volatility were to drop below that, that's a whole different message out here. But right now, it's not. So I believe with regard to the S&P, we're playing the game of hot potato. Well, if in the S&P we're playing a game of hot potato, we've got to pay attention to the short-term time frame right now. Because we're trying to figure out when is the fat lady going to sing. And, of course, we don't know if it's a fat lady or if it's somebody who's going to sing out there. It could be this fat guy, Steve-O's son, singing to you. You know, like who built the ark? Noah. Okay, well, I won't go there. But I felt like, of course, that song was really as a result of this weekend's weather down here in the South. And there were times where I felt like we needed an arc. But with regard to the short-term time frame, Steve-O, get back on page here. I am on the page. Get to it. If we take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart here for the ES Mini, it's got the potential over the course of the next, let's see, an hour and a half, no, not even an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes to be, hour and 21 minutes to be exact out here, to make a potential TD9 count top. Now, in order to do that in that time period out here, a price has to at least tick above 33.86. either this half hour, next half hour, or the half hour after that. And that would give you at least a potential of a TD9 count top. We can see that price would go all the way over to the left. We can see this is an area where price had recently broken down. So you'll want to be on the lookout for that. Now, your first confirmation, if that comes to fruition, you can see wave number 7 has already been established out there, a lot of G's. So if we get a tick above that, then again, we have opposing messages out here. I'll use the TD9 count in this instance here for that. But here's the deal. Price would have to close below Stevie's green line for it to mean anything. So that's a cool thing, and we have not seen that. Right now, that's priced at $33.80. So there's potential for fireworks to get established. It looks like that would transpire really during the Polar Bear Plunge Show. I believe that is going to be renamed if, in fact, that's what takes place. Now, I'm not forecasting that. I'm just telling you, I'm sharing with you that with that spot volatility the way that it is, it's a dangerous thing. Now, there's plenty of good market breadth out here for the S&P 500. We're just kind of ripping these things apart. But maybe by the end of me ripping it apart, you'll understand why Stevie's so confused. Well, that's the NDX 100. Let me just switch over here to the S&P. You'll see that it's speed dials. That's the upper right-hand corner. That's its market breadth calculations. They're bullish for the weekly, daily, 240, and 60-minute time frame. So there's good positive market breadth out there. But will that be able to slow any move lower? I don't know. I just know that it's very dangerous for the S&P 500 when it's also trading higher at the spot volatility index, that is, along with the S&P 500, especially when it's above its 50-day exponential moving average out there. The interesting thing here about the S&P 500, so, I'm sitting here trying to decipher this so I can provide to you an excellent show, and certainly for subscribers, exactly what the outlook should be and where the markets are going. Here's the S&P 500. Here's the SPY, I should say. And you'll see on the SPY, the A to B equals CD pattern would have given you a 1-to-1 price projection of 315. Where price got down to last week or 2 weeks ago wasn't low enough to really call that a completed pattern in the SPY. However, not so fast. What do you mean not so fast? The SPY is a weighted index. The RSP is not a weighted index. So this is interesting because what we do have here in the RSP, we have a completed Gartley buy pattern. It made not just a 1-to-1, it made the 1-to-1.272 A to B equals CD. And right now today, price is taking out the B point of an A to B equals CD to the upside. That could look like this out here. This is the weird, so this is the RSP, this is the equal weight. But typically the equal weighted ETF, I probably have to do this to really be accurate. Typically the equal weighted ETF is the one that is pointing the way. Well, if that's the case, the equal weighted ETF says I'm going all the way back to my all-time highs out here. That's its A to B equals CD. It'll get into that swing point. Shoot, it might even be testing it right now as we speak. Let's go over and take a look at the RSP. Let's go ahead and dig down into this thing a little bit further. So let's get to our 3 time frames back here. And so let's take a look at what is today's volume. Because for two reasons. One, it's passing a B point of an A to B equals CD out here. We want to see that volume. And it's traded back into a swing point. So the swing point it's traded back into, to be specific about it, is from the day of September 3rd, which had volume of 1.8 million shares. You're at 630,000 after 12:30, almost 4 hours. So it looks like it's going to be light volume. But even if it closes above 110.49, this is the RSP, it's signaling a move higher. As far as the swing point, is it taken out with volume? Also looks like the answer no. That doesn't mean that there's not an A to B equals CD to the upside inside the equal weighted ETF for the S&P 500. That is RSP. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So during the break here, I was taking a look at Netflix. One of our denners was taking a look at a possible trade here. And this is the daily time frame chart that we're looking at. So an interesting chart. No chart, huh? Well, we can remedy that because no one wants to look at this mug. Okay, there we go. So now you should see the chart for Netflix. So here's what we know. This generates a Rhodes Momentum Indicator topping pattern. Let me get my cursor out here. It did that with this three-river evening star. The signal got triggered back at September the 1st, and on September the 3rd, it gave you the bearish signal. Now, what price did here was it pulled all the way back to its breakout level. Didn't get exactly to it, which was 454. It got down on the trading day of September 18th to 458.60. So close enough for us. But here's the deal, and I had mentioned that this is a bullish-looking chart today. Of course, it's going to be dependent upon its close. See how Stevie's oscillator and change line had turned colors out here from green to red? This day here, September 3rd, that was a big bullish signal out here. As the line was turning color, price was testing that line and bounced off of it. And now what price is dealing with here is the top of that daily profile, which is at 512.65. Even today's pullback is a test, in essence, of Stevie's green line. So as long as it stays above that and the top of the daily profile, this is suggesting that it wants to move higher out there. And that's why I said the chart itself is giving you a bullish signal, specifically to Netflix, based upon those tests out there. So I hope that helps you out with regard to taking a look at a trade. We've got a question. Let's go to one from Jerry. Jerry writes in. He says, Dear Steve, could you please run your process for the U.S. dollar and for West Texas Intermediate crude? So let's go take a look at crude oil out here, see what it is doing. We'll take a look at crude oil using Stevie's synthetic a symbol out here. This way we've got the historical data. So slightly different than our continuous contract, but what it does, it gives us it gives us enough historical data to understand the patterns that are ongoing. So for example, quarterly time frame. We don't really talk about the quarterly time frame too often, but if we do take a look at light sweet crude, it gave a price projection. This is again my composite contract down at 1593, and we can see that held out here on a quarterly basis. No bullish reversal candle or anything, but I just thought that I would point that out. With regard to the daily time frame out here, price is just trading in between support and resistance. The support of either the bottom of its profile, 37.11, or you've got a little rising trend lines, two trend lines actually out here, Jerry, that you can see. It's trading, and that's support. So figure the 37, figure the low from Friday is the support level. That is 36.63 to be specific. Now, price is trading slightly above the top of that profile, but you see a descending trend line. So in order to move higher, price would have to take that level out. Is it possible the light sweet crude is going to go ahead and take that out? Well, if we take a look at the 30-minute time frame out here, this very much looks like I think it might have been the ES Mini, that where we said, hey, it had bar 6 as the high, but we needed to see a higher high in order to get that TD9 count. Price is up near resistance out here, Jerry, 39.99 for the 30-minute time frame. I don't have a real clear signal. I don't have a clear signal of a top other than price up at a resistance. So now there's a resistance level in the 30-minute, resistance in essence in the daily that is within range, or maybe it was in essence hit out here. If you look at the weekly time frame, just look at this chart right here. This has been moving sideways, this being light sweet crude, since June. It's now October. There's really no trade here of that I can see, other than if you're going to be an intraday trader, Jerry. So I don't know if you are or you aren't, but when you take a look at the activity over the last basic 4 months out here, it is a sideways move, and you should just park trading light sweet crude one way or the other, long or short, off to the side, unless you are a short-term trader. That would be my take on it. You also asked about the U.S. dollar index. So let's go take a look at it. Let me get back to another set of charts out here. We'll pull over the December contract, and price right now is trading just below Stevie's red line. And if that's the case, that says that it wants lower price. So the end of day reading is going to be important, really too close, but the number to be watching is 93.67. We're trading at 93.50 right now. So this is suggesting that the U.S. dollar index wants to continue to move lower. Now, move lower to where? That's a great question. Let me do this here. Let's see what we can. At some point in time, I should rebuild the U.S. dollar index chart and get my my composite symbol out there. But just for the heck of it, let me see what pops up when we put this in here. Well, I know another way I could do it. It won't be dead on balls accurate. Let's first just try the December contract. Yeah, okay. So this is good. So, all right, this at least provides us with the information that we need, which is where is price headed to. So, Jerry, if you see the U.S. dollar index close below Stevie's red line, it's trading below it, then odds favor, because it's back inside a weekly profile out here, odds favor a move down to about the 93.05 area. So that's what I see with it. You probably were asking about the dollar and light sweet crude because you were going to trade it based upon that. But I'm suggesting, again, just unless you are an intraday trader out here, just skip light sweet crude. That sideways move, let it break out, break down, do something, come back to support, do something other than this 4-month-long sideways move out there. So thanks for writing in. I hope that helps you out, and that's that. No other questions at this stage of the game out here. So let's go back to these interesting markets, because the signals that we have are really interesting. At least they're interesting to Stevie as I try to figure out what is the real message of the markets out here. So we begin here by taking a look at the New York Stock Exchange. So in the New York Stock Exchange, its advanced decline oscillator reading is above zero. It's actually getting up to the overbought reading, believe it or not. I know somebody's going to say, Steve, oh, come on. There's been jostling up and down and all around out here. How can it possibly get to a level that you say is overbought? Well, it's not me that's really saying it. It's the advanced decline oscillator. When it gets up to 150, right now it's trading at 123 and change out there. It is that plus 150 area where oftentimes we will see failures in the New York Stock Exchange. If we see a nice close above 150, tells us about future highs to come. Doesn't tell us that it's tomorrow, just future highs to come. Nonetheless, price is above its advanced decline oscillator line. Spot Volatility is trading above its 50-day exponential moving average, or at least it has been. I don't believe it's changed just yet. No, it's not even close to changing here. So we've got diverging messages and diverging meanings out here. But even though the New York Stock Exchange is up near It's the plus 150 level, and not that that can't go higher. I'm just letting you know that's up near a level where you can see an overbought market. Here you can see the Gartley buy pattern that formed inside the New York Stock Exchange. That move, that quick move that we saw to the downside late September out here, that in the New York Stock Exchange created a Gartley buy. And now prices above the B point of an A to B equals CD to the upside. That B point being the trading session from September the 30th out here. And here you can see a 1-to-1 price projection gets us up to the 13,118 level. So its message, New York Stock Exchange, this still wants higher price above Stevie's green line out there. That's what its signal to you and I are. Let's go take a look at the Wilshire 5000. So there's the two larger indices out here to help generate a message. Well, if we take a look at the Wilshire, what did it do? It generated a Gartley buy pattern. It did it with this little hammer candle back here. So you can see, and it had nice A to B equals CD pattern. Now what it's signaling to you and I is you've got an A to B equals CD to the upside, as long as price closes above 34,841.39, and you're at 34,958 right now. Really interesting markets out here. That spot volatility says if there's a surprise, you can expect a Nike swoosh to the downside, and if not, markets will continue to move higher. We'll be right back. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 358, S&P 46 points out here. Let's go to our next question. This one coming in from Hector and the fuel injectors. Hector and Patty want to know, is gold ready to take off, blast off to the 1971 level out here? So, Hector, let's take a look at what Goldilocks is doing, and we'll take a look at our little four-way daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly profiles out here. And you've got you've got a couple different levels to be watching. Here on the very left-hand panel of my chart, Hector, you can see the rising trend lines and descending trend lines. So those are real support and resistance levels. So is it getting ready to take off and head to 1971? Well, it's going to have to get through all of those trend lines in order to do that. But before it gets to the trend line, it must take out the top of the daily profile. And that's 1922. So tell the hair on the back of your neck to stand down. Because what price is doing right now, it's just simply at resistance. And if it can get above resistance, well, the resistance of the top of that daily profile, you can see there's other resistance levels that it'll need to get through out here. But right now, it hasn't been able to take out the main resistance area, and that's at 1922. So to answer your question, do we have a signal right now that it's getting ready to blast off to 1971? We do not. I don't see it. It's up at resistance if it can take that out, but it's got some chance. But again, you've got those little trend line areas out there. As far as the 30-minute time frame chart here for gold, and its signals out here, it's got no top. You can see the A to B equals CD to the downside. And that confirmed out here when we had a little piercing candle about 4 o'clock this morning. Since then, it's been on a nice little tear out here. We can see that Stevie's red line has turned green. We should see price and that level catch up to each other, Hector. That price area right now is about 1918. We're at 1919.30. If price closes below that, well, then on a 30-minute basis, you should anticipate gold's going to pull back to the 1910 to 1915 level. If price gets below the 1910 level, then 1904 is your number. But your first area, your first battleground, is going to be the oscillator and change line, which is the 1918 area. So from there and watching that on the 30-minute basis, that should give you some type of intraday clue or signal. But yeah, hold your horses out here when it comes to gold, as it has not taken out a key level of resistance. So thanks for writing in. Hope that helps you out. Again, phone lines are open, 877-927-6648. I don't believe there's any questions inside the Tiger's Den either. So let's just continue to surf around, take a look at instruments. I saw somebody had closed out their long Russell 2000 trade and is taking a look at possibly going short. So let's go take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart, because if you're going to see a signal, you'd see it here first. Here at TFNN. So if we take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart, we know that right now price has a confirmed, well, let me just make sure. High here. This bar was 1570.60. 1570.60. So we do have a confirmed TD 9-count top, bar number 8 being the high. That doesn't mean that this half hour, the one that closes at 2, or the one by 2:30, can't be higher. But here, to help you navigate the rest of the day, whichever high is the highest between now and 2:30, if, for example, between 2:30 and 3, there's a close above that, it tells you about an accelerating move to the upside, and you would not want to be short. At least that would be the 30-minute time frame signal. That being said, from the topping standpoint, we've got a valid TD9 count. Well, I can't say we have a valid TD9 count. We have to see where this bar closes. If it happens to be below the close of bar number 5, well, then all bets are off. But if that's not the case out here, you've got a potential valid topping signal. So good on the taking the money off the table is, do you have the message to go short? I would say no, you don't. I would say even if you get the topping signal, you need to see price close below Stevie's green line out here. Currently priced at 1568. But the shortening, the closing out of the long trade makes all the sense in the world out here. So just pay attention to Stevie's oscillator and change line and the trading over the course of the next couple hours. You know what the line of demarcation is with regard to the signal that the Russell 2000 would give us. If we take a look at the Dow for a signal out here, the Dow formed a TD9 count top earlier this morning. It did it specifically, and it was also wave number 7. It did it specifically at 11:30. And you can see it was the bar following bar number 9. Price basically has just had a hiccup, a sideways move. So the signal here coming from the Dow, just to assist you with regard to the Russell 2000, although both will trade independent of each other, this signal shows that this topping signal is only taking price back to support. And that was Stevie's green line. It did it as we came into the 1:30 time frame. Now we're in that 2 p.m. bar out here. And quite frankly, so what would you do? Look, if price closes above 27,964, the Dow is saying it's getting ready to continue to take off. Otherwise, that's resistance right now, but support is held. So the Dow's equity future contract 30-minute time frame is really in a neutral position between support and resistance. 27,908, 27,964, because we are just trading by the numbers out here. So let's see, what else can I take a look at? Just looking for pertinent. So the NQ, all right, the NQ, that last half hour, it did what it needed to do, phase 1 of what it needed to do. It got to bar number 8, which is the high of the pattern. The issue is, right now, price is trading below bar number 5's close. That close is 11,427. We're at 11,426 out here. So if price closed below 11,427.25, this TD9 count topping signal will go away. And all that the NQ is then signaling to you and I is price pulling back to Stevie's green line after it had changed colors from red to green out here. So it won't be uber bearish, so to speak. That is the 30-minute NQ chart. If it does confirm a TD9 count top, well, then you still have to watch Stevie's green line, 11,405. If price closed below that, 11,387 would be the number, and then possibly run all the way back to 11,280.25. So those are the 30-minute time frame charts there. We took a look at the ES earlier, and its signals out here. Let's see, what else can we take a look at? Let's go take a look at natural gas. Had a big day today, so let's go take a look at it, see what it's traded up to. So here, this is now confirming an A to B is by the D point of an A to B equals CD pattern. You can see the 1-to-1 that was created on Friday, got down there. Today's a nice big bull sash candle. Now, I ask you now price is likely targeting $2.99 or $2.67. Should you enter that trade now? That's the question I throw out to you as you look at this chart. The reason I throw that out is for those of you that listen in on the show, well, that would be each of you that are listening on the show. Oh, hello. Rocket science? No, I am not a rocket scientist. But here's what I can share with you. We're using rocket science to help us understand that oscillator on change line. You can see that it's red. Price really needs to close above it. It's really about the 267 level where we're trading right now. So now is not the time to enter that trade. However, if you are long natural gas, you like today's message, and you'd like to see it close what is called 2.673. And if you get a close above that, well, then I would say you stay with the trade. If you don't, it's saying, hey, I'm uncertain if this is a counter trend rally or not, because that is the key level that price must overcome. If it does, pretty good chance that you're headed back to 2.928 or 2.990. That is the message of natural gas. Now, it's going to have another message for its short-term time frame. So let's try to understand, because price on the daily basis is up at resistance. What you don't like to see is something up at resistance giving you a topping signal on a short-term time frame chart. So we open up the 30-minute time frame chart, TD9 count. Price right now testing that first level of support on the way back. If it closes below this level, you're looking at $2.61. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 377, S&P 46, NASDAQ 100 up 185 points. Let's go take a look at some of the NASDAQ stocks out there. Good idea. I'm glad that you asked me to do that, whoever you are out there. So let's go take a look at those top NDX1 holdings, look for some kind of a signal out here. Let's start by taking a look at the Apple one. And so Apple right now is trading above its green line, just slightly, but enough above it to say it wants to make a run for the top of that profile. Stevie's green line is 115.35. You're trading at 115.77. This looks like Apple signaling to us wants to make that move to 117.26. If we can get above that, well, that would be a positive. And if it does, we can go take a look at the weekly time frame to get a feel for where it's headed to. But right now, see if Apple can close above Stevie's green line. If it can, it's telling you it wants to make a bit higher move out there, a bit higher move. Ooh. Take a look at Microsoft. What do we know about Microsoft? Microsoft, not a whole lot out here. We can just see starting to see a little series of higher lows out here, but I don't have real confidence. Microsoft right now consolidating with inside its TAS profile between 199 and the 209.21-ish area out here. Nothing bullish, nothing bearish. We'll just simply have to call it neutral. The signal on Apple, a bit bullish, depending on if it can close over Stevie's green line. The amazing one, trading out at about 31.70 right now, slightly above. It's trading with inside its profile level, daily profile. So if price can overcome the top of the profile, it's going to be hard to read here, 31.90, 274. That would be positive and even suggest to move up to the 34.88 level. But right now, you've got Amazon at resistance. You've got, in essence, Apple at resistance, certainly not above resistance. And Microsoft is trading with inside its range out there. So nothing overly bullish about the first three that make up a substantial weighting of that NDX 100. If we take a look at Google out here, Google trading slightly above Stevie's red line right now. That's at 1469. It's trading at 1473. 2 consecutive closes above. Stevie's red line would suggest that it's going to go ahead and make a move to 1575. Now, it's inside a bullish structured daily profile. We took a look at the Russell 2000 earlier, the equity future contract. We took a look at that wide wide profile. Well, guess what? Google has a similar looking wide-ish type profile to what we look at the Russell 2000. When price gets above the center of that profile, which it is, that's at 1440, and Stevie's oscillator on change line. Now, it would be helpful if it was green. It's red. But either way, if we get a close above it, 2 consecutive closes, says that the buyers should be able to push price up to 1575. We don't have that message just yet, but that's what we would look for at tomorrow. Oh, well, depending on where price closes today, perhaps at tomorrow's close as well for confirmation. In the case of Facebook out here, FB is the ticker symbol. What do we have? It's trading right up into resistance. That's the top of its profile out there, so nothing else. So we can see that inside the NDX 100, really trading up at resistance. Now, you know what? All of that really makes sense, doesn't it? Because if we go take a look at what the futures contract is doing, look at how the NQ has hit resistance. The top of that daily profile at 11,450.75. The actual high today, 11,452. Let's finish this off. Let's take a look at Tesla, which is about 3% or so of the NDX 100. What is its message? Trading with inside its daily profile out here. So really just a consolidating message there. NVIDIA, we take a look at it. It's also trading with inside its profile, so a consolidating message. This does suggest that price should make a run for 563. It's trading at 534 as we speak right now. Let's go take a look at Adobe to round this stuff off. This would really be the top 9 holdings out here that represent more than 50%. In the case of Adobe, it's also just trading with inside its profiles. Support being 457, resistance at 494. So did that help us out a whole lot? Probably not. But we did go through, in essence, 9 different instruments out here. No, it did help us. But I wonder what the QQEW is doing. We didn't do that. We looked at the RSP earlier. Let me switch over to a different template. Let's pull out the QQEW, see if there's any kind of signals here. I don't know if there is or there isn't, but we're going to go find out. So in the QQEW, looks pretty good because it's actually it's above resistance, which is 86.11 out here. And the QQEW, so the equal weighted version, is suggesting that even though the top 8 or 9 instruments are struggling, and the underlying instruments are not doing too bad. Let's take a look at the volume, see if it's light like the RSP was out here as it trades into a swing point. So give me a moment to get that set up for us. We're going to go simply just take a look at the daily time frame. Let's use our 3 time frame template out here, and we're going to look at QQEW, the equal weighted. Well, we've got to put in the right symbol, and that'll make it easier. So the QQEW. So it's trading into its prior swing point from October the 1st. Volume there was 97,000. You're at 27. So it's still pushing in. So it got a light volume push into a prior high out there. But if it closes, this is the QQEW, close above 86.96, no reason that it can't go test the high of 87.77 out there. Okay, so we got that message. John writes in the NQ is the exact test of the Fib 618. So we'll go test, we'll go look at that out here so everybody can see what it is that John is taking a look at. Now, in the case here, so this is really, here's another interesting element. Russell 2000 on the right, above Friday's high. The Dow has made a slightly higher high. That's the YM. The ES has made a slightly higher high. All of those are bullish messages. The highs have been taken out, not the lows. But inside the NQ, as John is pointing out, it has not done that. John's saying it's at the 0.618, so I'm sure that it is out here. And this can be a point where, from a Fibonacci standpoint, where you begin to see things turning down. And what we're doing here, now I may get up different numbers. For me, the Fibonacci retracement is from the high out here on September 2nd down to the low on the trading day of September 21st. So I think you're using different swing points out there is going to be my guess, because I have on the NQ the 0.618 retracement being 11,778. So I'm going to guess you're just simply using Friday's high out there to the low. So we'll go do that. Give me a moment here. I need to. Where's that Fibonacci out here? And now you typed it in. It's kind of hard for me to. It's not hard. I can read it, but just take a look at the fib right here from the high from Friday, really down to the low of Friday. And there's your 0.618. It's just slightly above that if that's what you were using at the 11,455 area. But what you have right there, John, in addition to the Fibonacci sequence series out here, is you've got that resistance, the top of that daily profile. And that's at the 11,450 number out here. I think we had a apogee lunar phase come in, didn't we, over the weekend? Or is it tomorrow or tonight? I'll have to go look that up after the show out here. So let's. So how are we going to sum this up? Really, folks, I can show you valid A to B equals CD patterns to the upside in the New York Stock Exchange, the Wilshire 5000, the equal weighted ETF for the S&P 500, which also had a Gartley buy pattern, as did the New York Stock Exchange out there. But man, oh man, and price trading above profile levels. But that spot volatility just says it's musical chairs time. Just simply be careful out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 344, S&P 42, NASDAQ 100, 169. Russell's up 32 points out here. So it looks like we're in towards that moment of truth here, the polar plunge hour that is coming up. If we can take a look at the short-term time frame chart so you can see what's going on here. If we take a look at the ES Mini, we've got a wave number 7. That is can be a topping pattern out here that occurred earlier this morning at the highs, as long as that high does not get taken out. So the high of the day is the ES Mini we're looking at. That was the high at 11:30, and that high out here is 33.8875. It's got that topping signal. Price point back, just testing Stevie's green line. Support out here. First level of support, 33.7745. Below that, we're looking at 33.48 would be the support level. If prices pulls back into this range where we're at between 33.77 and 33.80 where we're at and takes off from there, that would be a strong move. But you've got a topping signal as we come into the 2 p.m. time frame. Inside the Dow, the Dow Equity Future Contract, we know that this had formed a TD9 count top out here. This was at 11:30. So if there's going to be some selling, it looks like those two are signaling that the time is now or shortly. If we take a look at the NQ, the NQ has 4 minutes to go, and it's not going to generate a TD9 count top out here. I suppose there's an A to B equals CD pattern to sell the D point out here. I don't have that tool on this system here. And you've got the Three River Evening Star. You've got to watch 11,387. A close below that would suggest 11,280 would be on the horizon out there. We had covered the Russell 2000, but we'll pull the chart over here. We've got a few seconds to do that. This has what looks like it's going to be a potential TD9 topping pattern out here, as well as wave number 7, letter G out there. So all of this is pointing to at least a market taking a breather and pulling back. So, folks, thanks so much for joining me today. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours. If you're off to start your Monday, have a magical, magnificent one. And we'll look forward to seeing you on Thursday, Tuesday. We're going to push it up a couple days. Take care, folks.